Ladies and gentlemen, for your consideration, it's MightyRep time. You clicked on this video, so you know I'm going to be focused on manufacturers selling in a B2B environment. But let me tell you a quick story about a manufacturer and some common marketing and sales challenges that they had. This particular manufacturer, they're a $4 billion a year industrial pump manufacturer, and they were struggling because they were spending a lot of money on SEO, outbound email marketing, buying lists, staff time on Google Analytics and ads, trying to feed sales opportunities to their distributors and channel partners. However, month over month, they're spending big money and tons of marketing and salespeople's time, all without really knowing what the impact of that spend was. Some of the fundamental questions they had were, did sales go up because they did X amount of spend? Was it organic? Was it a trend? Was it just the economy? Was it just good luck and they didn't need to spend that much at all? Did their marketing campaign hit home with the right targets? Did sales go down because they didn't spend more money that month? They were just stuck paying money without really feeling like they knew what the effectiveness of it was. So executives knew that they had to spend money, and they knew that they needed to support their distributors because that's who actually moved their product through the sales channel. But it all felt like alchemy and less science, and you couldn't really tie a direct ROI to any one thing. So MightyRep became a solution that brought a lot of those pieces together for them because they could start to tie actual potential buyers and what those potential buyers were looking for to their campaigns and outreach. So how does that happen? Well, the first thing is we kind of need to understand how most manufacturers use their website. So this might be you might have a little bit different, but let's kind of talk about sort of what the standard average is. For most B2B manufacturers, their website isn't a direct order placement tool. It's rather a decision support and lead generation tool. The website's often an information source for specifications and data sheets because remember, most B2B manufacturers, their customers aren't coming to their website because they're looking for something fun and fashionable. They're looking for things to be able to do their job. And because they're doing their job, they're looking for specifications, they're looking for data sheets, and they're looking for the second big thing is a product catalog. Now, I make fun of a lot of people for how much time they spend on catalogs. In this case, everybody gets a free pass because foundationally, you have to have the catalog of your products or the product offerings actually out there on the website. The final thing that most people use the manufacturers use their websites for is a contact us form or a find a distributor function. But even if the manufacturer is selling through or selling directly through their website, they're still waiting for someone to click on a contact us form or complete a purchase through the shopping cart. If the manufacturer is selling through distributors, then the leads are often passed down the channel where the distributor is mostly just waiting for the phone to ring. I know, I said it. They're really just waiting for the phone to ring. But how did MightyRep help this particular pump manufacturer make sense of all their efforts? Well, I'll kind of break this down a little bit. First, it's through the marketing campaign. So these guys actually used UTMs, and I'll do a whole video on UTMs and how they work. So if you can't even spell UTM, don't worry. I'll actually do a whole segment on this. But when a hit came in from a campaign onto their website, MightyRep was able to tell that marketing team the persona, the company, the people who hit the links in the campaign, and tie the actual people that were going to the website, name, who they were, how to contact them, and actually passing that to the marketing team so that they understood, hey, this marketing campaign is either effective, ineffective, or whatever. The other thing that we helped them with is the proactive lead capture. As prospective buyers that were actual targets for their products came to the website, MightyRep was able to capture name, contact information, the company that they worked for, and feed that into the CRM. Now, once we fed that in, these were actionable leads. Well, those actionable leads could be fed into their distributors. And I'll do a whole video on distributors as well. So you distributors out there, don't feel too bad. I won't ignore you. But feeding actionable leads on who came to the website, what they were looking for, how to contact them really makes the distributor's job a lot easier because that's part of the sales channel. They're receiving actionable leads in almost real time. And that'll be important for this next one because immediate outreach. 50% of the time, the first person to reach out gets the sale. Just being the first mover to communicate with the potential buyer is the biggest chance of success. We all know that B2B buyers behave differently than consumers. They're on your website because they have to do their job. Again, they're not looking for something fun and fashionable. They're trying to actually accomplish their job. So B2B buyers often communicate with their distributors or to the manufacturers to ensure fit and function far more often than consumers do. That communication is key to making the sale. And so again, if half of the time somebody's going to buy because they were the first person to reach out to them, then that tells you that you need to have actionable leads. It needs to be tied in directly with your marketing campaigns. And ultimately, everybody in the channel needs to be able to benefit from that contact information. So we know communication is key. So don't wait for them to contact you, fill out a contact us form, or do a chat bot. Flip the script, turn this around by talking to them first. How do you do it? MightyRep, MightyRep.com. Thanks for the time.